It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. All right, let's get into this episode because I'm ready. Baddies, welcome to another episode of ICBTB Podcast.
You only gave him one welcome.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I gave him another one, so that's fine. It's fine. How you doing, guys?
Hey, baddies.
ICBTB Podcast.
Yeah.
You know us. You know them. That's Christian Baltazar.
And that's Alejandro Middleton.
Melissa's in the room, but she refuses to be on camera and on mic, so...
But she's chilling because she watched this movie with me last night.
Yeah.
And I would say we're pseudo fans of the Purge franchise because the concept is interesting, right?
I mean, you want to know the most mind-blowing fact I learned about the Purge franchise?
What?
It's based on an episode of Star Trek.
Stop, really?
The first movie is based on an episode of Star Trek.
What, do they go to like a planet where society is just completely crumbled?
Nope, they go to a planet where it's a perfect utopia. But 1 hour every night, they have like violence hour.
So it's that frequent? 1 hour every night?
And in fact, the Rick and Morty episode, Look Who's Purging Now, isn't necessarily a ripoff of The Purge. It is, but it's actually
Star Trek.
Of Star Trek because they go to another planet and then they see all this. So
it's insane. It's such a scary concept. I think that's why it's remained so popular. That like very not realistic, hypothetical, but we're all putting ourselves in those shoes, right?
I mean, the thought exercise of like, what if there were no laws?
Yeah,
is something that people will be thinking, and you know. But like I said before we started recording, I do kind of feel like they're losing the grasp. Do
you say that because like they're really stretching for more plot points? Like, what if the Purge extended beyond just the 24 or just beyond the 12 hours?
I liked that idea more than I liked them being like, "Hey, let's make it about Mexican immigrants." Like, let's be woke about it this time.
Oh, you didn't like that aspect?
No, I mean, but
it made it a little different. I kind of liked it.
Everybody's doing it. It would have been good if it was just like turned down one notch.
Oh, it was like too on the nose?
It was just a little too in your face of being... And then they do the classic bait and switch of the son being like, I don't hate you because you're Mexican. I hate you because you're better than me. And it's like, yeah, we all knew that, dude, but you're also a racist.
So many twists with that guy.
No, he's also a truck driver.
We're going to get that. So, like, I know this is jumping, but there's a moment where where the Purge starts and he closes all of his barricades and he has the gun in his back pocket and he was looking real suspicious. I was like, this guy's going to shoot his dad.
This guy's going to heavy?
Yeah. I was like, he's going to kill his family.
Then he gets, I believe it's him, he gets the phone call from the friend who's like, well, why don't you come and hang out with us? And he's like, no, he's like, you know, it's better safe to not mix, which actually is, I think, one of the smartest things I've ever heard in any Purge movie or of the TV shows, of him being like, you know what, I appreciate you saying, hey, come to my house and we'll stay together, but I can't risk it, us going there and then you killing me, and you know what I mean? So it's like, because how easy would it be if I called you and was like, Christian, just come to my house and we'll be safe from the Purge together. Yeah. But it's like, no, dude, I can take that opportunity to fucking kill you.
It depends if you trust the person, but I feel like if we had just gone in a huge argument, I'd be like, dude, I'm chilling, dude.
Even if I do trust you with everything, it's not worth the risk for me.
Then who are you trusting? You wouldn't trust your own best friend inside your own home during the Purge?
No, but I trust my own family in my own home during the Purge, and guess what? I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Damn, I'm not considered your family?
You have your own stuff figured out.
Yeah, but like, what if we have our stuff figured out together?
Honestly, I'm risking it already with my family. The way I want to do it, we all get our own rooms. We're all locked in. The locks are all on the outside.
Each individual.
It's a time lock. Everybody stays away from each other. No knives, no forks, no guns. Everything's put in a box and buried under the house for that night because I don't trust anybody as far as I can fucking throw them.
You have some trust issues you need to iron out because like even with this hypothetical universe that is the Purge, I'm trusting some people.
I would tape Karen to a tree just to make sure she doesn't kill me during the Purge.
Oh, you think she would take the opportunity to just
Who knows,
stab you at the gut a few times?
Who knows?
All right.
I might. What if I take the opportunity to do it?
Actually, yeah, you're a little scary.
You know what I mean?
I should be the one that wouldn't trust you in my home.
It's safe for everybody, bro. Why do boys get the HPV vaccine? It's safe for everybody.
I don't know if you should compare any of like these Purge situations to a vaccine.
Human papillomavirus.
Let's get into it.
I'm sorry, I'm losing it. I've been really excited to do this. I watched this movie about 5 days ago, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Really, every day? You're just...
I mean, I've been to weddings.
You were at a wedding yesterday, and you're like, I could fucking kill you all.
You're lucky it's not Purge night. You guys are fucking lucky it's not Purge night.
Night of love. Okay, let's get into it.
Looking around being like, if I smash that champagne bottle on the groom, I could probably take out the groomsmen first. I feel like they would be the biggest threat. Also, congratulations, Megan and Billy. I think Megan might be listening. Beautiful wedding. It's a great night.
This is so rude that you prefaced all of that congratulatory stuff with that. Okay.
Reel me in, so you're giving me too much birth here. Let's just jump into it, should we? Because I'm...
Yeah. Let's tell them what movie we watched. We didn't even specify.
Know what's happening.
Hey, baddies, this week we watched
The Forever Purge,
which is a silly title already.
It's better than Purge Election Year, though.
Oh, see, dude, every single title is just new. Did they even like? What are they? Real quick,
I have it up.
Look at the
I
list of Purge movies.
Look at me. Remember last time we chatted? We were like, oh man, Alex, we need to have you like with notes and ready to go. Boom. 6 tabs open, ready to blow out a dick. All right. The Purge 2013. The Purge Anarchy 2014. The Purge Election Year 2016. The First Purge 2018. The Forever Purge 2021. And Untitled Purge 6 movie 2023.
And there's also a Purge
television show
on USA or something like that.
No longer. It ran for 2 seasons.
I can imagine that for something like this brutal, it should be put on like digital cable. So that
HBO. I don't understand why HBO didn't pick up that show.
Yeah, they put it on USA.
Also, Michael Bay and Jason Blum.
Yeah, what about him?
Produced all of these movies.
Really? Michael Bay did?
Michael Bay, director of Transformers and Bad Boys. Yes, Michael Bay.
I didn't even see his name on any of the credits. Maybe I was just...
And the Blumhouse production title is one of the first.
Yeah, I'm familiar
so
with that
one we see. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, Michael Bay has been involved in every single one of them, and the original writer and director has still been involved with all of them and the TV show. So at least we give the franchise that.
That gives me hope. That gives me hope.
They haven't lost it completely, but they're fucking getting there. This movie, The Forever Purge, is rated R.
Makes sense.
And it was supposed to be released in 2020. But I don't know if you heard there's a small thing going on, COVID-19.
I've never heard of it. That's crazy.
It's not that big of a deal.
Nah.
Pushed it to 2021. It has a runtime of 1 hour, 43 minutes. Or, Melissa, 103 minutes. Good job. It has a rating of 5.4 out of 10 on IMDb, a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 4 out of 5 on Vudu. And then I just also want to pull this up real quick because it is very polarizing, this movie. It got a B- from CinemaScore.
These are pretty. That's a good score, man.
But an F from the AV Club and a D+ from the Playlist.
So just all over the place.
So literally, it's one of the most polarizing films I think we've reviewed. But Google also has a number.
I think it's low. I think it just gets lower and lower every single year. I'm going to say it's like 73%.
You are right on the dot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I promise I didn't even look. I did not search that up. Wow, 73.
What? The logic is there, man.
Yeah, I mean, because it's the same. You're beating a dead horse. It's the same concept. How are we going to make it a twist?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they know it's going to sell. It's very similar to like how we've been talking about reality shows and like it's always marriage with a gimmick. This is always going to be the Purge with a new gimmick every single movie that comes out.
And you know what? Not that I'm like actively avoiding these movies, but these are the kind of movies, much like the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah,
where I'm like, yeah, let's see what happens this time. Oh, they're in space now.
I'm always kind of curious. Yeah, dude.
They're on a boat this time.
Mm-hmm. Like with horror movies all the time. Like we did Jason X last year.
I love
and it's just like, okay, let's throw Jason Voorhees in space. Yeah. It's gonna be Purge in space.
Space Purge?
Yeah. This is Texas Purge. Next year it's going to be Mexico Purge because it's going to bleed into other countries and societies.
Based on how this movie ended, it's going to be like World Purge.
Whoa.
World War Purge.
So how does that work, though?
It's just anarchy. The next one's going to be called Purge Anarchy.
Yeah. That's all. If that doesn't already exist as a title, it doesn't, right?
That's trademarked. I own it. Synapses coming at you.
Right at you.
Adelia and her husband, Juan, live in Texas, where he works as a ranch hand for a wealthy family, the Tuckers. Juan impresses the Tucker patriarchy, Caleb, but that fuels a jealous anger in his son, Dylan. On the morning after the Purge, a masked gang of killers attacks the Tuckers, forcing both families to band together and fight back as the country spirals into chaos.
I'm glad that when we had English class, you're never chosen when it was like time to popcorn read.
Oh,
everyone knows.
I loved getting called on to read.
It's taking all the Hangzhou forever to get through this page because he's putting so much emphasis on the word the.
I would do voices for the characters. Yeah. One day I decided to meow in between every single word. I didn't get to read very long that day.
I'm sure you would have gone kicked out if that was the point.
You know what? My teachers always kind of liked me. I always had a good way of getting them to like me first.
Really?
Yeah.
You just charmed them.
You know what? Except for Mr. Stevens. He never fell for my shit. Budget, $18 million.
I think it's always going to make money because there are families and ratchet people out there that will still scream in the movie theaters with the same movie over and over again.
Is that us?
I'm going to say,
the ones who...
yeah, I'll still watch this in the movies. I won't be like itching to watch it, but like if I catch myself in a situation with a group of friends and we're all kind of fucked up.
I'm not sleeping outside, but I'll put it on the TV.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to say $60 million.
Before I tell you the answer, this movie was released against Boss Baby, Family Business.
I don't know if that's going to really compete with it.
The Summer of Soul, that documentary that won a bunch of Oscars.
Okay, a documentary.
And F9.
What's F9?
The Fast and Furious.
Oh, F9. Okay. So that's the one taking the cake.
Does that change your answer at all?
I'm going to say $45 million then.
Brings it down?
Brings it down, yeah.
It made $77 million.
Wow. Okay, so it still made money.
Yeah, and they had anticipated it making something like $10 million in the opening night or the opening week. And it only made like $5 million. And then there was a shooting at the premiere where like a couple of people died, and that was a big deal because everyone was like, "Look how this violent movie causes people to do violent things." But I think that guy who did the shooting probably had a bunch of other things going on in his head.
It's not just that, yeah.
Yeah. I doubt that he was gonna be a botanist, and then he saw that movie and was like, "Wait a minute."
Thanks for putting this idea in my mind. Come the 9th Purge movie.
Thank you, Michael Bay.
You're right. Thank you, Blumhouse.
That sounds like a bad blowjob.
What?
Blumhouse?
I don't ever want to hear that
like
in a sexual
Blumkin.
content. That's what it sounds
That's what
like.
it makes me think of. Anyways, let's get into it. So, Wolverine's mom from Logan, isn't that Adelia? The nurse.
Wolverine's mom
not Wolverine, the girl.
Are you talking about the main girl? That's Encarnacion from Nacho Libre. Also, she is the main chick from Army of the Dead.
Yes.
Yes.
And isn't she the nurse in Logan, the one who gets the little girl out of Mexico?
I can't remember that. Probably, but my mind only thinks of Encarnacion from Nacho Libre when I see her.
That's funny, because I didn't even think about that. I did think of Army of the Dead, though.
Well, this movie is like actually all the brown people pretty recognizable to me.
Oh, even the white people.
I don't know them as much as the brown people.
Me and Karen watched this, and the first thing we said is like, "Oh, these are all solid C-list celebrities across the board."
Well, that's why I'm saying this had a little more hope, and I think this is generally higher rated than the past like maybe 3 Purge movies because it has like a stronger cast. Like there are moments, where the ADR is absolutely horse shit, where the acting's not great, but that's just the writing. But
it's the acting too a little bit, but sure, okay.
Well, like I said, so the guy that plays Juan, he plays Rafa from Narcos Mexico, if you've seen that. And then the other guy, TT, is El Chapo in Narcos Mexico.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, these are like pretty solid Latino actors.
Well, and then the white guys, the dad, Caleb, that's Will Patton. He was the coach in Remember the Titans. And also when I Googled his name, like his mugshot came up right away. So he's probably got to get his PR people on that.
Mugshot, what happened to Will Patton? What did he do?
Probably got a DUI. Who knows?
Okay. I think his monologue in his like 30-second monologue that he had in here.
He is the best.
Was great.
Yeah, he's the best. Cassidy Freeman, who played Cassidy Tucker.
Yes, I'm familiar with her from The Righteous Gemstones. I don't know.
Yes.
Do you watch that?
I know the show. I know her from Smallville.
Is she really good? Oh, she is.
Tess Mercer. She was a character on it for like a handful of seasons.
I like her. She did pretty good in here.
Yeah. And then there was one other guy that was recognized pretty quickly.
Dylan, the guy that plays Dylan?
Yeah, John Lucas is his name.
Yeah, what about him? Where's he from?
He is in Poseidon, the remake of the Poseidon Adventure.
Okay.
Sweet Home Alabama, The Secret. Like he makes like some of those like the Notebook movies.
Okay, a lot of like very like romantic movies.
So it's cool to see him do this shit and carry a gun.
It is cool. I mean, it's not really cool to see him be like racist and not say that he's racist.
But then like actively say that he's okay. Let's just get into it.
Okay.
So Juan's working. They sneak across the border.
Yeah, because there's some cartel shit happening in Mexico.
Oh, that's just the coyotes, bro. That's just how they get here. That's how my grandpa got here.
It was crazy how this started off. Yeah, you just see like Encarnacion going through this tunnel, and then she's boom in Texas.
Working at like a butcher shop, right, and Juan's working as a cowboy, like a literal cowboy, which is maybe one of the hardest / dangerous jobs you could have in the world.
This
Low
is like
pay, high value, like it's tough,
but pretty badass how he comes in. He pisses off Dylan. immediately because Dylan's dad's like, okay, let's get the real cowboy up in this.
Well, yeah, because Dylan clearly sucks at breaking horses.
Well, Dylan's just too aggressive, and I hear horses don't like racists, so.
You know what? And I don't like horses.
But he gets super butthurt about it.
It's tough, bro. We both played Red Dead Redemption. It's hard to break a buck and bronco.
Yeah, dude. Even like in a virtual game like Red Dead, won't compare it to real life, but sure.
Also, Juan does it like Cesar Millan dog whisperer style.
Real cool. Like the cinematography, sure, it's kind of good here. He's like, and like the cameras are circling the horse and Juan.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay. That was the only shot.
This is the one day he was on scene, and he was
Just like,
I brought these train tracks, guys. Why don't we put the camera on this?
and he spent 8 hours on just this horse scene. We have to get it right.
There was a big explosion in that scene too, but they had to cut it out because they couldn't afford it. So Juan is clearly really good at his job, and also the Purge is back. The way I remember it, didn't they get rid of the Purge at the end of election year?
That's what I always think of, but I think at the beginning of this, they're saying the Purge is back. I think the founding fathers
are back.
Yes.
So good thing we spent all of election year getting rid of them.
Mm-hmm. What? Yeah, they just, well, like I said, this movie just needs more plot points.
Losing it a little bit.
Well, I'm a little upset that, what's her name? The main character girl?
Encarnacion.
Her
name in the movie is Adelia.
Adelia and Juan, they moved to Texas 2 weeks before the Purge.
Yeah,
they should have waited maybe 3 weeks.
But they're escaping from the cartel.
That's true. They can't.
They kind of have their back up against the wall. But maybe go to Canada.
Mm-hmm. That's a little further.
Yeah, it is
a little further up.
But you know what? It's probably just as difficult. It's not easier. Canada doesn't give a fuck if you're Mexican. They let you ride in.
And they're all really nice.
They're passive aggressive in Canada.
I think that it gets real. What I like about these Purge movies, it gets scary when you actually see the signs of these people buying guns and 75% blowout sale for all this ammunition. Purge sales.
Yeah, it is funny that day of Purge, people are so not only okay and ready for it, but it's just you better stock up. It's Purge night.
Yeah.
You got to get a bunch of food and you got to get a bunch of guns.
Dude, and Adelia is just putting herself out there, looking at these racist white people in the eyes as they're holding guns and putting on masks.
But these guys also bought really shitty hunting guns. That one dude has a 22.
Oh, they're not great.
No, it's yeah, guys, come on. If you're going to Purge right, guys. You know what I mean?
Because they're all doing it wrong.
I do like that idea that they do in the Purge where they're always see those guys, they're going to be purging. And it's I hope they come back.
Yeah.
They don't.
Everything
they almost never come back.
So obvious. I like how obvious it was that one of the employees under Dylan's dad was just first of all, Dylan's dad just handing out Purge protection money like he's Oprah.
Well, I mean,
stay safe.
That honestly, again, Will Patton's character is the best character, I think, in the franchise also.
Really
he's
good.
Smart, he's articulate, he takes care of the people who take care of him, right? If you're a Purge Knight, and my thinking is, you're a poor ranch hand and you're working on this big, lavish farm, why wouldn't you take it from them on the one night that nothing matters? Again, I think we're on opposite sides of how the Purge Knight would go for us, but that's me.
I don't know.
How do you protect yourself from it? You make everybody like you before the night starts.
But then the guy just used it to buy some more guns and some backup so that he could.
I think he bought red spray paint for his face.
That's all it is, because he thought he was so scary.
He looked like an Apache war Indian. He was very scary looking.
Yeah.
But was put down pretty quick.
I don't know why he's complaining. He had a good job. The guy was paying him. He was just upset at society because he grew up poor and he was upset at everyone else that was a little more wealthy.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, I would have expected him to go after Juan and Adelia and Titi and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I don't think he was racist. Dylan was that's the guy I was scared of.
That's the confusing part. You would think that this dude would be the racist.
Yeah, no, he's just he's against society. He's classist.
He's an anarchist.
Yes, that's what the
this
Purge
whole thing is. Yeah.
What's everyone yelling? Ever after. This thing is becoming a hashtag, and it's kind of religious too. These guys are cultists.
Ever after makes me think of a Disney song, and I just think of a bunch of cartoon animals with the princess being ever after, ever after.
They've ruined the two words because ever after is a very sweet kind of thing, right?
And they lived happily ever after.
But now you hear those two words and it's just about these people that are in. Wait, real quick, and I know we're jumping. Let's talk about the big guy with the swastika on his face in the back of the police truck who was just going ape shit.
So let's build up to that part, because that's now after the Purge, when they've decided to make it the forever Purge.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So during the Purge, like, it actually kind of goes pretty quick. The Purge is only maybe like a 10-15 minute scene.
Yeah.
And very uneventful. In fact, when it ended, it faded to black, and I turned to Karen and I was like, wow, I guess that's the end of the movie.
Did you not read the synopsis before actually watching this?
No.
Because I was confused. It was like, it's the day after the Purge. And I was like, why the hell am I
everyone should be
watching this
happy.
then? Right?
They're doing like
we should
potlucks
be
in the
completely
park
fine.
and stuff like that.
Which is like, even the day after the Purge, I wouldn't be walking around happily just as like
That was
Adelia
a lot
was.
of cleanup.
Yeah, Adelia walking around with iPods on, looking at 3 dead bodies.
Yeah.
Blood on the wall, getting like water pressured off, right?
She's just like, I wonder if these oranges are fresh.
Yeah, this is fine. Where are my coworkers? Girl, they're probably all dead because I don't know if it's their first time with the the American Purge.
Do they not know about the Purge in other countries?
They have to. They
Like,
really
it's
have.
clearly a big deal. They had signs in both English and Spanish about the Purge.
I don't know. And
A lot of inconsistencies.
where if you were to hide during the Purge, you said you would hide during the family. Did you think it was smart for them to go where there were just like a bunch of other Mexicans in that shelter?
Oh,
Because I don't know if I would
that's
trust.
Interesting.
I wouldn't trust the white guys with the guns.
I wouldn't trust anybody in a uniform that has no markings.
Yeah.
Right? The black ops sort of shit like that. I wouldn't trust them.
Because they easily could have all died, right?
Yeah, because what would stop? Because didn't we find out like in the second Purge that this was all like a plan from the super elite to limit the population of immigrants and poor people and drug dealers and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So wouldn't they be the ones who would hire this paramilitary group to fake school to get all these people in and then just kill them all, and then that's how you do the Purge? Correct? I don't know. It just
It doesn't sit well with me. I thought something was going to happen there.
yeah, that one. Yeah. But we got the chance to see Encarnacion pick up a gun and prove to everybody that she is Army of the Dead girl.
And we don't find, this is probably the same universe.
And we don't find out why she's so
We don't
good.
find out until way later. She says she's part of the Autodefensas.
Yeah. The essentially the Federales.
Yes.
But then why not stay in fucking Mexico?
Well, I think
You know how to fight. You know how to fight the cartels.
Well, I think that's why they said like they were just cornered to the point where they had to cross the border, right? And it wasn't any better because later on in the movie they have to recross the border.
Just to go and like
It's insane, dude. It's insane.
this whole the movie slogan is actually "Go back to where you came from."
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's
exactly
a joke. It's
what I
not,
was
but that's
thinking.
pretty much what this whole movie is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go back to where you came from is what everybody says to these people.
So after the Purge happened, okay, so
Imagine the cleanup.
horrible. I mean, that's where some people get jobs from the Purge, right? Because you're going to be a Purge cleaning guy, right?
You're a job creator when you do the Purge.
Yeah. If you support the Purge, it's supporting a lot of jobs because it's opening up a lot of like. This is the
opportunities.
logic
Yeah.
of the people that like the Purge.
I'm back on board with the Purge.
I've never been on
I'm
board.
back on board.
No, I'm okay.
You've convinced me.
Let's
I'm back
figure
on
it
board.
out. There's a way to figure it out.
So yeah, she's walking around and then she gets attacked by men in rabbit hats. Heads.
Which is that cage contraption was wild. She was just trying to save a goat. And
Also-
I was like, girl, don't put your head in a cage.
Leave the fucking goat.
Out of it. Yeah. Leave leave the goat in the cage.
No, because like clearly it's a trap. Has she never seen Jurassic Park?
But I think everyone's guard is down because it's the day after the Purge, right?
A goat in a cage. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas Day. Leave the fucking goat alone. It's weird.
I would have called
It's
PETA.
Weird.
I would have called PETA.
I mean, yeah,
I'd have been
probably
like, hey,
animal control.
there's
yeah.
a goat in the cage right here.
Is this code for something?
And then
Are you doing butt sex?
so what's going on here?
There's a goat in the
There's a
cage.
goat in the cage.
Yeah. Also, that cage is built by the guy from Saw, apparently.
Yeah, because that contraption was wild. It was strong enough to flip this 130-pound woman onto
of
her
you to
back,
guess that, yeah.
and then it was this crazy contraption where it was like about to drill her face open.
But also, like slowly, the drill dropped slowly, but moved fast like a tattoo needle.
Yeah, it did. Whoever made this, it's like, okay, you have this is obviously a prototype. It's not. It's
They didn't
not
think it all
polished.
the way through. I think the guy who invented it made it as like a rape contraption.
Well, it's halfway there.
The other rabbit person came in and was like, "Guys, come on, we're not animals here.
Let's just kill the person."
Let's just kill it. We may look like rabbits, but
Dude,
we're
and then
not."
Homeboy came out of the cuts, and I was like, "Who is this guy, and why do they know each other?" It was like her manager or something
That
like
we
that.
see for like 10 seconds.
Before, and then he leaves because he's like, I gotta go save my family. I'm
Who
like,
are already dead, bro.
yeah, and I thought he was gonna pop up at the end of the movie.
No.
But he never. He
Again,
probably
a lot
dies.
of missed opportunities. So she kills the rabbit people, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as she does it, the police show up because, of course, that's when the police show up, and they arrest them.
Yeah.
They ask no questions.
Because the police are probably racist. Dude.
I mean, that's
I see
the
a
problem
black
with
guy.
America.
I see the Mexican girl. You guys are obvious. Not the
Case
people in the.
closed.
Yeah. There's people in Purge masks that are dead, and they're thinking, "Oh, you guys are the Purgers."
Probably these people who look scared.
Yeah. It's definitely them.
They probably built this cage for themselves to lure in these rabbit people.
Oh, I know what you guys are doing.
Get in the truck.
In
So that's when we meet your favorite character,
Big swastika man.
Swastika Face Man.
And then we see LSD Girl, who's just having an orgasm from the idea that the Purge is existing.
Talk about the weirdest rave girl ever.
Weird. And her only purpose there is to laugh maniacally just so that the truck could flip over and she bashes her head against the truck. And I'm like, oh, that's it?
Honestly, thank God.
Oh, I could not handle a second of her.
She kind of died the same way as that stripper did in that Favreau movie. No, Christian Slater movie. Vegas.
Oh, the one that we did with David McEwen.
Yeah.
Shout out to that episode.
When she gets the thing in the back of the head.
Oh, that's true, yeah. And so that's pretty bloody. The other guy's just going ham. He's listening to gunfire in the back.
And just like calling out what they are.
AK-47, that's a 30 and a 30. Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, and also it'd be like, okay, cool, man. Yeah, how about you shut the fuck up now?
Yeah, I'd be like, more so than scared, I'd be like, man, you just shut the
It's
fuck
really
up.
annoying. Yeah. Because honestly, dude, you could be completely right or completely wrong. None of us really know. There's no way to verify it. How about you just shut the fuck up
Yeah,
and
what
let
if
us
he
get to
was just
prison?
really wrong about all of the gunfire
I
out
think
there?
he was.
Probably. There's no way that he's that. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. He might be that good at recognizing gunfire, but that means every single person in that gunfight has a completely different gun made in completely different areas. None of them can share ammunition. Like, it's ridiculous for you to go into a firefight with somebody who doesn't have even like a similar caliber bullet as you.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? That's why soldiers all have the same fucking gun.
So everyone has the same chance.
Yeah. You know what I mean? 30-08, 30-30. So some people have hunting rifles. Some people have AKs. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't lie.
And he's like mimicking the sound of the bullets as it's happening, and then they start playing like metal punk music in the background. He says, "This is real American music."
And honestly, though, it is.
Well, the way it sounds, yeah.
You know what? I would listen to that song.
The sound of just gunfire.
Just gunshots over the Star Spangled Banner while I eat bacon and smoke a fucking cigar.
Yeah, you're super American.
I'm George Washington's dream.
When all of that happens, just so he can get choked out by Darius, the black guy, and like, what's all that muscle for, man? You died like this.
Generally, that's how it goes. Yeah, that's why jiu-jitsu fighters are better than wrestlers.
And in the meantime, Juan and Titi, they're saving the Tucker family.
Oh, but also like the most like fall ass backwards way into saving this family.
I had hope because they were like, we need more guns, and they knew exactly where the Tucker cabinet gun was.
Well, because at first they're like, oh man, all the horses got out. We should save these horses, not go figure out what's going on.
Well, yeah,
so
dude.
they're fucking off with these horses for 20 fucking minutes. Think about how much sooner they could have saved these people.
They never got the horses. They heard gunfire. And their first intuition was, let's go toward the gunfire.
You know what? That is both a good person and a very dumb person. The line that separates them is very, very, very thin.
And the way they did it was like, okay, we have their rifles now. Let's close in on them.
Yeah.
And they're making hella noise as they're getting closer to the Tucker family.
Again, also trained as if they're federalis. So,
They could have just sniped them from afar, but instead they're just like, they
Yeah.
made it apparent like, hey, we see you.
they get within 10 feet of this like cowboy gang,
Yeah.
only kill one person, and then get in like a 45-minute firefight.
They don't step in until after the dad's killed.
Yeah. They're watching the coach from Remember the Titans die.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, man, that was sad, right?
That was crazy. Let's go save
Okay.
Let's go save our wives. For a moment, one of my favorite parts of this movie was when they're all together and they go into a convenience store, and TT finds like peanut butter, and then Dylan's sister finds jelly, and they give each other the most romantic stare. And I'm like, oh, these two are about to have sex in this movie.
That was such a forced thing for me. That was another one thing that I was like, oh, they could have just cut that whole thing out,
They didn't
in my
need a
opinion.
relationship at
Yeah,
all.
there was no reason for that. Because it didn't progress the plot at all. It just added some really shitty peanut butter jelly lines. Because like, what, they're gonna use it as lube? That's gross, bro. It's gross.
I think they just felt bad. They didn't want them to be like because everyone else was a couple, right? You have Juan and
Definitely
Adelia.
left out.
You have Dylan and his baby mama.
We see multiple times Dylan's twists.
Yeah.
Right. The first one is that he doesn't murder his own family. The second one is that he's also a truck driver. No wonder he's not a good cowboy. Right?
Is that his truck? That is his truck?
It had his family's pictures in there.
Oh, you're right. He did. He did pull out a picture of his sister and his dad.
And also, you can't just jump in one of those. Me and you couldn't just jump behind the wheel of that truck and drive it.
Well, what surprises me is that they're able to take this big truck through society and not get shot at.
No, they're getting shot at, but this truck was made by Q Branch from 007 because it is 100% bulletproof.
Their windows did not break at all.
No.
And how many times did that pregnant woman stare out the window as gunfire was happening, saying this is scary?
And then when they do the cat and mouse game around the truck with the guns, and the pregnant lady's just watching.
She's sticking her head out the fucking window.
It's get your fucking head back in the car, shut the door, and lock it, all right?
Some crazy kills, I do have to say, because he kills that guy when they're playing that cat and mouse game. He kills him with a sledgehammer to the face.
You know what? More of those, Purge.
More of those.
Yes, I'm here for that. I'm not here for relationships and family troubles.
Actually, you could sprinkle those in. Make me care about the characters a little bit more.
Still think the first one with Ethan Hawke was the best.
That one, so what the Purge has now become into is this bigger picture of what the Purge is, as opposed to the first one was okay, this is Purge night. Let's have it be focused in one household.
Yeah.
So I think what the Purge is straying away from is the horror of it, because at the end of this movie, it becomes just like a crime drama, right? It's just gunfire. It's like Sons of Anarchy.
I was gonna say, this sets up a TV show. Better than I think the TV show set up itself.
Yeah.
After watching this movie, it would make more sense for them to be and now we're doing a TV show. It's makes sense because the Purge is forever now, and the TV show would be how do you live during the Purge? But did you watch any of the TV show?
No.
Was there just one episode a season that was Purge night, or is the whole season in the Purge?
I bet you a lot of it was just very political.
It's House of Cards.
2/3. Yeah, I was gonna say 2/3 of it is House of Cards, and then 1/3 of it is okay, what happens during Purge night?
Cable safe Purge.
Yeah. That's why I don't think it was gonna survive.
Cable safe Purge. Yeah. Oh god, no wonder it sucked. So yeah, they have to go again, and then they have to go from one side of the city to the other because they're trying to find this vaguely Native American Mexican man. What race was that guy?
Which guy?
The one with the braids.
The one on TV. He's Native American.
Okay,
man.
but he also speaks Spanish quite a bit, and also could vaguely be Mexican.
Well, because he learned Spanish because
they live on the border.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
I was wondering if he was going to pop up later because we only see him on the news.
Oh,
right?
But also you're right. He should have had a bigger
role, would you say?
Yeah, or
he had a pretty decent role at the end because he was pretty good with the gun at the end.
Of course, yeah. But just have him in more of the movie then. I don't know. He seems like the hero. He didn't show up until the last part of it.
He really did help them out.
Also, there are Native Americans in Mexico.
Yeah.
They didn't have to make that guy,
He was the only one that existed.
The last Mohican.
There was one Filipino guy that I noticed. He was just dead in the convenience store where they got the peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, the cashier.
Yeah, and he was up against the wall. He was just sitting down, just dead.
I do like that there was 2 dead bodies in there, so it's what's the worst part about the Purge? Sometimes you both die.
Yeah, at least they died together,
I wouldn't want to die with my enemy.
Oh, you think they're enemies that died?
Yeah, the guy was probably trying to rob the convenience store.
Oh, shit.
He pulled a gun. She pulled a gun.
You're right.
They both pulled the trigger. You know what I mean?
It gets crazy when they enter El Paso, though.
That's just the catchphrase of El Paso.
They just nice. They take that truck, and finally there's a blockade. They're honking. They're honking "Hey, can you move?" But they're just "I guess we got to get out."
They don't tell us where they are in Texas, but it is a fact. You could drive from the eastern border of Texas all the way to the western border of Texas. You could drive straight for 24 hours, never taking a break. You would still be in Texas.
I believe that.
So they're right next to El Paso or either really close because it seemed like they got there within a matter of minutes.
Yeah, it was fast because all they had to do, they left their hometown, and before they got to El Paso, they were, They were motorcyclists. They were just shooting up shit. And so
this was the sister's best move.
The sister's best move was to get this flag that she had brought into the truck that said "Ever After."
That she found at the convenience store.
Yeah, that's what it was. So smart. Held it up over the window.
But also, that's weird that she saw that and was I'm going to keep this. Right? That'd be like if a soldier in World War II was you know what? let me keep one of those swastika flags.
Yeah, I mean, let me keep a Gestapo uniform.
George,
real quick.
maybe leave it there, man.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But it did work out because the guys were like, "Oh, she's one of us ever after."
Yeah, and those guys are dumb, so because they're like, all right,
we do no research.
Let's get going.
It's that easy.
Yeah, and they had 6 people in that truck.
Yeah.
They all sat in there pretty comfortably, it looked like.
Yeah, they were all cuddling up. Yeah, TT was cuddling up with Dylan's sister. That's when I thought it was going to happen, right?
Right behind him.
They were just like, we could die tomorrow.
Dirty.
We could die tomorrow.
It's like when you're in high school and you get picked up by your brother from a party and you're just, actually, never mind.
That sounds so specific, dude.
It did, and it's not anything that ever happened. My brother's never, ever picked me up from a party. But the fact that it came out that way seemed
It sounds like it actually
a
happened.
little too close to home. Sorry about that,
Well, okay, special shout out to Cassidy Freeman for playing the best pregnant woman in a stressful situation ever, because she is just running through torn down El Paso.
God, that poor baby.
With gunfire. I like how every time they cross the street, no gunshots. They're not being shot at.
Oh man, it's the Purge, all right. It's not. They're not completely crazy here. Immediately, as soon as I saw she was pregnant from minute 1, I was like, "Oh, this baby's gonna be born at the worst time," and it actually wasn't.
It was the most convenient time.
They
It was
actually
like,
got her to the hospital.
yeah,
and
across the border.
Healthy birth.
It's a girl.
Perfectly fine.
She looks nourished.
No problems at
Yeah,
all.
she's fine. She's good.
Again, they set up some stuff in this movie that never
Because imagine if she had given birth in El Paso.
It'd be like having a birth during a zombie apocalypse, right?
Which I've seen in movies. In Dawn of the Dead, it happens.
And Walking Dead, The Walking Dead.
Yeah. So I think kudos to her for getting through, for holding a gun that she never shoots.
Yeah, way to hold it in, girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really? I
That
can't even
baby
hold
was-
in a poop.
No, that baby was clawing out.
Was just like ready to go. I don't care if the world is turning to shit. I'm coming out.
If I had a nickel. Yeah, dude, it's intense. But this movie does have a lot of fun, like, movie tropes, right? They got the
Yeah.
Wilhelm screen.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of cool guns. Every gang is not only ethnic, but very well dressed.
Yeah, they are.
Like, they all clearly shop at the same stores.
So many different antagonists. The last group of antagonists we run into is just like this, again, racist group of anarchists. It's like...
Can you purge and not be a racist?
Yes, I think you can.
That's
But
kind of
they're
where I
in
want to be.
Texas, dude. They're in Texas, and they have a vendetta against the Latino community.
Yeah, they're in the wrong state then.
They should have.
They should really go north.
They
not,
really
not
should
a lot
have.
of
They
Mexicans
did not
in
have
Idaho.
to settle in Texas.
No, but whatever.
But
We're flooding them with Californians. They'll be out soon enough.
I like the little jump scares that we have, like when they go through the theater.
They weren't scary though.
They're not terribly scary. Yeah, a lot of them are just like, oh, here's this person right here.
And I don't like horror films. Apparently, I'm getting numb to them because I've been watching so many between you and Karen and stuff like that. But like, I really didn't even think these jump scares were done well.
And they're very predictable. Like, when
Yeah.
the audio gets really quiet, that someone's going to pop up.
Which is generally true in any horror film.
Of course.
But in this one, it just...
No, it didn't work super well. I knew it worked on me a few times. So when they were going through the theater and like they would look at 3 mannequins and the guy in the middle is obviously not a mannequin.
Yeah.
That's a real person. And they're just like, okay, I'm going to keep walking. And of course he pops up and tries to choke the girl.
How much time of the Purge is put into like setup? Like, all right, well, now that we've killed everybody, let's like have the bodies in like
Wait, what do you mean in setup?
like after the Purge happens, after you do the crime that you've been building up to, every time you go into a store or a restaurant or a movie theater or something, like there's always like people like stapled to the walls or like shit hanging from the ceilings and stuff like that. So it's like they must have taken time during the Purge night to like set this shit up, and they'd be like, no, a little more to the left, John, a little more to the left.
Yeah,
And, like,
probably. Just to make it look a certain way.
It's just, how much time do they have?
A lot, dude.
I thought it was just 12 hours. Apparently it's forever now.
Well, I mean, that's what they're setting up this entire franchise
This
to
is
be.
vaguely upsetting.
At the end of the movie, it like zoomed out so it's worldview, and it's just showing like the United States burning to shit.
It's literally watching the whole world like crumble as night falls.
And
And
they're
it's
like, what next?
And that's just the second day of the Forever Purge.
That's it, dude. They
like,
still have forever to go.
What happens the next day? Now that the baby's born, can that baby carry a gun?
It's just anarchy. Yeah, well, there are no rules. If you could make that little fat baby holding a gun.
Also, if the purge is happening, I'd like to break rules that like aren't that big of a deal.
Like what? Steal candy?
Yeah, maybe cut down a tree, like on
that?
First Street or something like that.
Ooh,
Like,
and then you'll get shot in the head because they're gonna be like, "You're not doing it right, man."
I'd be like, I can do it my own way, sir. There's no rules on how to purge.
Dude, you'd be like,
Maybe I want to pee in a.
Public intoxication.
Yeah. I'm gonna spray paint the schools.
Public indecency.
Yeah, not obscenities, but just like
a bunch of misdemeanors.
get to class.
A bunch of that's what you would put?
Yeah. I won't pay for the parking meters when I park.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
Bad.
Yeah.
You're so
I'm
bad.
parking in the handicap spot.
You'd die immediately. You'd be like
I get hit with like a ricochet. I'd be so upset.
you'd be like Juan and
TT?
Dylan and like carry the lasso around, huh?
The
When
lasso,
did that come in? Did they came in like just literally at the end?
the magical lasso that they put around their like shoulders and then disappears for like one scene and then comes
Yeah.
back around their shoulders in one scene, and then like are they both like rope swingers?
They're both
lasso men?
cowboys. They're cowboys.
Not every
that's why.
cowboy's a lasso man.
But I think that's
don't
what
know
the
those people
writers are
are
trying to
called.
put in there, right? They're just and they only use it on the last guy because it's like Dylan uses it to remove the gun from the last guy, and then Juan uses it to like choke
Yeah.
the last guy.
And they have like 50 feet of rope each.
So much. It
They
looks like
brought so much rope
it's gonna
with
get
them.
caught on something. You know?
Do you remember in Boondock Saints when they have that whole rope thing?
I don't remember the movie. I'm sorry.
They have this whole thing. He's like, why the fuck did we bring rope? He's like, they always have rope in the movies.
Always did they? Oh, that's what they say in the movie. And here, the rope was like weird. It wasn't like real
like cord.
rope.
It was
yeah,
like it's the kind of rope that they use to like do the lasso stuff, to like
yeah.
do the shows and stuff like that. I don't know what it's called. My grandpa used to do it. My grandpa was really good at that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he could jump through the hoop and stuff like that.
Oh, that's fucking dope.
But again, they use it like a whip.
Yeah.
I don't think that rope is that flexible.
I think the writers just really forced it in.
I think Universal was just like, yeah, fuck it, we'll give you. Yeah, you need rope money, take it.
But in Saw fashion, they Juan almost dies because one of the purgers takes his head and puts it near a spinning, the motorcycle wheel. That was crazy, and it took forever for Adelia to wake the hell up because she just got knocked out.
Also, I don't. That wouldn't kill him. It would just turn him into Two-Face.
No, it would kill him with enough pressure if he just
I don't know, man.
if he lost that fight.
I think as soon as his face touched the rubber, his head would get shoved into the bike more so than anything.
Would get shoved into the bike, or it would twist his head so much it would just
Like a top.
yeah.
Well, then you just take him off and his head will spin back the other way.
I don't know. This is making me really grossed out to even think about how
He would just get like rubber burn. I think he'd have like carpet burn on
Have
his
you
face.
seen a Saw movie? Because something like that happens in
No,
Saw.
but I've seen Red Asphalt.
What?
Yeah, that movie that they make kids watch in like driver school and stuff like that.
Oh
but
God, it's not actually graphic, is it? I don't remember.
it's really intense. It's all about people who like die in car crashes and fall off motorcycles and stuff. You watch it for like 45 minutes and then they turn it off and they're like, all right, go pick up your permits on the way out.
All right, go drive safe now.
Yeah.
Go drive safe.
Yeah, no wonder we're so soft.
So what do you think of the end of the movie? What did you think of the movie overall?
Vaguely upsetting. I said it earlier, and
Really?
I think that's the best way. I mean, I like the Purge. I like the holes, but they're losing the grasp a little bit. And I hope they tighten it up for the next one because I
think
will watch it.
This was like more of like a saving grace for the franchise because
But you're right, because the prior ones in the middle were not good.
we're not good. So in comparison, like I said, this actually has some familiar actors, and I think they're actually doing a decent job. ADR is shit. A lot of the writing and a lot of the acting is shit. But there are some moments like Will Patton's monologue where he says, "Go fuck yourself" to his employee that's upset about being poor.
Will Patton, period.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm a fan of Encarnacion. I think she did a great job for what she was given. I'm definitely a fan of Juan.
Which one?
Which Juan?
Which one did you like? I've
I think he did a good job.
been waiting all day to make that joke.
Also, the guy that plays El Chapo, his name is Alejandro as well. Alejandro.
Oh,
And,
my tocayo.
yeah. And so, what's Tocayo?
Tocayo is like somebody who has the same name as you in Latin culture. Like
Oh, they have a specific term for that?
yeah, because it
that's
links
cool.
us. Hey, you're my tocayo. You know, it's a thing. I've only ever met 2 or 3 people
Named Alejandro?
yeah, as their first
Specifically
name.
that.
Yeah, as their first
Gotcha.
name. We always have like a good little bond, and then we go
Yeah.
make out behind the dumpster for a little bit.
Yeah, I believe that.
That's what you have to do.
Everything you do is always have.
It's called being a Latin lover.
you
Look
go.
it up.
Okay, we'll look it up. Do you have a best person on set?
I do, but you go first because I have to look up their name real quick.
I'm gonna give it to all the brown people because I love all of the Latin actors. I think that they killed it. Specifically, I think Juan did a great job. There's a moment where Juan is reunited with Adelia when she goes into that area where they follow all the flowers and the signs, and the way they reunite is very believable. In this very unbelievable movie, I'm like, hell yeah, I would be so afraid if I lost Melissa for like 30 minutes in El Paso after like a fucking shootout.
Or just losing her in El Paso, period.
Yeah, dude, would be very scary.
I was kind of hoping you were going to use me as an example, but whatever, that's fine.
That's okay. You don't want to be in the same room as me during the Purge, remember? You're just
it's for your safety.
That's why I'm fine. We could reunite later.
For your safety. My best person on set award isn't actually on set, but I would like to make a special point to talk about those two people who were killed at the shooting of this movie. So they're my best person on set award. An 18-year-old named Riley Goodrich and a young man named Anthony Brajas. Wow. Shot needlessly for no reason because some asshole thought that he could get famous and be cool and shoot innocent people. It's not cool. But what is cool is this fucking movie, which is actually a lot about killing innocent people. It's a very thin line, guys. You just got to have nuance in your life.
Your message is so weird right now. I see where you're going with it. You could have just ended with like, shout out to those people. Anyway, let's talk about this movie. Yeah, you kind of just, kind of ruined yourself right there.
Fuck.
No, but this movie, we say this about a lot of the dumb movies that we review because this is a bad movie podcast.
Are you going to say it?
What?
Oh, I thought you were going to say the thing that I describe almost every movie as.
What?
It's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, it really is fun.
This movie is, I say it for almost every movie.
You don't have to pay attention to it a lot.
No.
But I do recommend this. I recommend the first Purge or this Purge if you're going to introduce yourself into the only Purge.
Yeah, don't even bother with the other ones.
No, the other ones, unless you're really into the concept, watch everything, but it's all the same shit.
The first Purge, not the first installment of the franchise, but the movie The First Purge.
No, the
one that's on Staten Island.
The one with Ethan Hawke.
Yes. The one that's on... Okay.
No, very first
We're
Purge.
on the same page.
The one that came out.
We're on the same page.
The first installment of this franchise.
Period.
Yes.
The movie, The First Purge...
Yeah, what about
is
it?
Kind of cool in the idea that it's all on Staten Island.
Still not my favorite. I remember that. I think that's what we watched together, and it's... I
just love the Staten Island accent.
So you're there for the accent.
I'm there for the accent. And also guys, fucking kill yourselves.
Every single Purge movie...
I don't mean that people in Staten Island.
Yeah, you don't have to say that. Yeah.
Top of the movie.
Every single movie and every single Purge movie has a certain gimmick to it. Like this is the Purge in Texas, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the Purge in Staten Island, and there's the Purge in Ethan Hawke's house, which is the first Purge, or which is the first installment of the Purge. Fuck, dude, it's hard to talk about this movie
because they made a movie called The First Purge.
They should have just called every Purge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes. Or give them all cool names: Anarchy, Oblivion.
No, but we have
Olympus.
to know that it's the Purge, right?
Yeah, the Purge semicolon is what I was getting at.
I think one of the most popular aspects of this film is the siren. So special shout out to the siren in the movie because that always scares the shit out of me. Yeah, dude, and you see all the barricades going down, and you're like, "Oh fuck, it's happening."
Can I ask you something?
What?
Because Karen and I have gotten in a fairly fierce debate about the first installment of the Purge franchise.
Okay.
Did the next door neighbors want to kill Ethan Hawke and his family because he was selling the technology for people to protect their homes so he's ruining the Purge for them? Or did they want to kill him because he was making too much money and was new to the neighborhood?
The latter. I think it was that one. I think he was flexing too much of a success. And so I don't think prior to that, I don't think that they were purgers at all, but he gave them a reason to purge.
Right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's right. I forgot that that's what he did in that movie.
I would, because they make a point in the beginning to talk about how he's like, I sell defense systems for the Purge night. All throughout the year, I'm selling shit to people about Purge night, right? Mm-hmm. And then Purge night comes, first of all, his shit doesn't work, but also everybody's really upset that he's selling that shit.
Very upset because, he's ruining it for the people that want to purge.
People like me and you.
This place, no, I'm hiding for sure with my loved ones. You could go ahead and go piss on a tree or whatever.
The best defense is a good offense, is my thinking.
I don't know. Yeah, sure. Maybe in other situations.
In football.
Yeah, football, sports, but not during this.
Any final thoughts, sir?
I think that the Purge needs to get back to its roots in terms of staying like a horror movie.
Yes.
Because it becomes easily becomes an action movie. You give everyone an assault rifle, and you're running through the city, shooting at each other.
Everybody's got tactical training. Yeah. Everybody,
But what was scary about the first movie was the fact that they had masks and were waiting outside the door, and you didn't know if they're inside your house already.
You can't leave.
More purgers with creepy masks is what it is, because now all this became was just like, oh, everyone in this movie is just a white racist person with a gun
or an angry mascot.
Yeah, that's it. Let's make them scary. Let's make it scary again. And half of this took place in the daytime. So
yeah, actually I think this is one of the only Purge movies that is in the majority daytime.
Because it's the day after.
Yeah.
Usually the Purge takes place from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., which is in the dark.
I think they should make the Purge, the day after. Because I'm very interested to see.
That's this. That is this movie, dude.
Yeah, but okay, I want to see one day after this movie then.
Oh, so
You know
not
what I mean?
actually. Wait. You're onto something. Before we get out of here, they should make a movie about the Purge where it's just the main characters are the people cleaning up.
Yeah.
And it's not a scary movie.
They have to hide.
It's just sad.
They have to hide and protect themselves because they have a very important job to do tomorrow morning. They have to get well rested. They need to get all their cleaning supplies ready to go.
I'd be pissed, man. And I don't know. I would never be desensitized of just like cleaning blood off the streets. It'd be and like heavy bodies and just like picking up all this trash.
What if you recognized someone?
That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine going to work the next day and you're like, yo,
Where's Lou?
Dude, I have movie tickets with Lou set for the 14th.
Or wouldn't it be even scarier if they're like, dude, Lou went off and murdered 16 people. And you're like, Lou?
And then shot himself.
We were supposed to get lunch tomorrow and see My Pretty Little Pony.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, yeah.
Would watch that movie.
Yeah, he had a pink gun.
Yeah, Lou was a furry, man.
He's one of those rabbit things.
He's one of those rabbit things.
Oh, God. Okay. I know you said you'd be hiding in the Purge, but is there one law that you would want to break if you got the opportunity? You know, no ramifications. You're not going to get hurt. You know,
I'd probably get like groceries from like a Costco.
you're just going to steal like the lowest
Necessities
stake.
and goods. Yeah.
I guess so.
That's all it is.
But you could, I guess.
I don't know, dude.
I feel like you would do that because you were busy and didn't get a chance to stock up on food before the Purge. So now the Purge is happening. You're like, we need food.
I should have.
We're out of
Yeah,
milk.
but I wouldn't go out of my way on Purge night to go to a Costco where there's probably a bunch of people
We're out of
thinking
pudding.
similarly. We're out of pudding too. You guys are out of pudding? Too bad.
Hey, I'm on my way to Costco. You guys need anything?
Son, come home. It's the Purge.
I really want pudding.
Son, like, we could just go tomorrow. I have a membership card.
It's not the same, Mom.
It's not the same. I'm trying to break the laws right now because I'm really just angry at the capitalistic establishment that is America.
So you go to a store.
So I'll go to a store. I'm just going to do it without paying.
I'm going to drive on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, no, that sounds dangerous. I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't be driving on the road, man. The Purge is scary. Baddies, okay, I give it a 3 out of 5. It's
That's
nothing,
a solid
great.
score. Yeah. I don't think it's a D minus. I don't think it's a B plus.
Yeah, I think it's
C's get degrees.
right in the middle. Right in the middle. What do you give it? Same?
3, yeah, 3. 3.126.
3 mm-hms?
3.126 mm-hmm. So it's
Okay.
a
Perfect. I agree with that. All right, let's get out of here.
Passive aggressive perfect you've ever said.
I agree with it.
That was a shut up if I've ever heard it.
All right, baddies, you guys know where to find us all over social media. Christian has asthma. Call_me Jesus for that guy. ICB2B podcast or ICB2B.com for all of your merch. If you want to just, show your friends, shoot them a link. Watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, 5 stars everywhere. And I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Watch the movie. It's on HBO Max right now. Don't pay for it. Don't buy it. Don't rent it. But if it's streaming, put it on. It's a fun one to watch with friends.
Don't buy it. Don't pay for it. It's maybe the best-selling tactic.
We're trying to support these movies. We're trying to defend them. And I'm like, don't spend any money on it.
They have enough. They got $77 million. They don't need any more.
Once it becomes a $1 Blu-ray in like a bin at Walmart, don't even buy it then.
Steal it. It's Walmart. They can survive
It's
for that.
okay. Steal it on Purge night. So it'll be completely fine.
I got you.
There you go. Walmart would be crazy on Purge night.
It would still be Walmart.
It would just be
the exact
exactly the same. The workers are still working.
And they still hate you just as much.
Yeah, they're just like, I purge by letting out my frustrations here at Walmart. So
Paper or plastic.
okay, let's get out of here. Anything else?
No, guys, be happy. Stay happy.
Stay happy.
Can't be that bad.